I'm a pastor of a church. It's a large church in the States, and my wife had this idea some years ago, or actually some months ago. It's been about a year, but she was just thinking, what if we could take, the whole concept of bullets, and it was like bullets and babies and how they don't mix, and so she thought, what if we could get spent bullet casings that the police have, that the military uses, they really don't know what to do with their brass. What if we could have them donate that? We could melt it down, we could make brass charms, we could sell the brass charms that say Reload Love, and we had one for you, we just lost it in luggage. And if we could sell it, and all the money goes to help children impacted by terror in the name of Christ. And we know some organizations that do that, and we've done partnerships in Asia, in Burma, Myanmar, and Thailand, and here we're going to do it in this country. But we're looking specifically to come alongside those who are ministering to children impacted by terror, and that's exactly what you do. And so you've been doing this how long?
I've been in Jordan for about a year and a half before coming here, and I got here about a month ago. So right now, like this past month, has mostly just been kind of seeing what the situation here is and what places we want to go and where we want to partner.
Does it ever feel overwhelming to you to see?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think like you don't want to get to the point where it's not in some ways, because then you've gotten really hard into it. But yeah, I mean, like when someone tells me their relatives have been kidnapped and they ask you if you can help rescue them, you kind of have to be affected. But in some ways, not as strongly as, I don't know, it varies.
And Jessica, were you doing that in Jordan too, with the refugees?
I was working with refugees in Jordan. Often like visiting families, teaching some English to women, just visiting different homes.
So for you, this means you're giving out. That's why you're here. You're giving out a lot, and you're constantly in the mode of helping other people. How are you doing personally in the midst of that? Are you getting recharged?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I have a really good support system, both in Jordan from my church and friends there, and then back in the States. And like our team here and other believers here are really good, and they understand it in a way, so that's good.
Well, we appreciate you doing it. And do you have a background in this? You go to school for this?
I studied social work, and so I did my internship actually working with kids who are from homes with domestic violence in the Latino community.
Really?
In Wisconsin, yeah.
Do you find similarities between what you saw there and what you see here? Are there certain common denominators?
I think so. Like what I was saying with like the aggression, like the kids taking aggression out on other kids, like I think when kids see violence, like there's similar reactions that take place.
They act it out. That's sort of normal life. That's become kind of a normal life to them, isn't it?
Or even like I remember learning at that time that the kids who witness violence, it's even more powerful than if the violence was done to them. Like that was for homes with domestic violence. Like the kids who are, because you think if they're 4 or something and they're just watching their mom get beaten, like, okay, well, they're not being hit. Like, it's maybe a little better, but there's been a lot of studies done that actually affects them more than...
Do they sort of feel like it's somehow their fault?
Maybe. I know, like, I think that's about age 6 that, like, the development is, like, everything is... they think of everything as their fault and take it on.
Let me ask you, I think it's a hard question, but you may have done this. How do you convince a child who has seen this and been through experiences of displacement, maybe seen a parent killed, and they're experiencing the trauma, the post-traumatic stress of that? How do you convince them or share with them that God loves them?
Let's see, I guess...
It takes time, doesn't it? I mean, you couldn't do it instantly. You're gonna obviously have to show them.
Like the idea of trust, I think, is big, and like they have to find a way that they can trust in something, trusting in God, trusting in others.
So you win their trust, you build their trust. So after a while, they learn to trust.
And seeing like that something can be constant or stable, because so much has changed and become unstable. And like kind of like the idea of God being constant, and He's like not changing,